I think my family is hiding a decades-old murder from me. I stared at the old trunk in the attic with a mix of curiosity and trepidation. Its dusty lid creaked as I pushed it open. The smell of mildew and decay wafted out. I rummaged through the yellowed clothes and faded photographs, but what caught my eye was a small newspaper clipping wedged between two old books. The headline read, "Local woman found dead in abandoned house." I felt a shiver run down my spine as I read the article. The name of the victim was Emma, and the date of the murder was November 12, 1985, the same year my mother was born. My mind started racing. I had always known my family was a bit eccentric, but I had no idea they were hiding something as big as a murder. I remember my grandmother telling me stories about Emma. She said they were best friends, but I never knew why they stopped being friends. My grandmother's eyes would glaze over whenever I asked about Emma. Now I wished I had asked more questions. My father entered the attic and asked what I was doing. I hesitated before showing him the clipping. He sighed and ran his hand through his hair. "We need to talk," my mother said as she walked into the attic. Her voice was laced with a mix of concern and fear. We sat in the living room. My parents exchanged a nervous glance. My father began to explain that Emma was indeed a friend of the family, but she was also a troubled person who had a history of violence and substance abuse. She had been staying with us for a while, but eventually got kicked out after a fight with my mother. I felt a pang of guilt for not knowing the truth, but also a sense of relief that it wasn't a murder but a more complicated situation. But then my mother dropped a bombshell. Emma had been dead for over 30 years, and my family had been covering it up. My mind reeled as I tried to process this information. I looked at my parents and saw